Tang cookies from 1969. Hey! Now this recipe is from Nebraska. Nebraska, are you okay? We begin with 3/4 of a cup of Tang. Might I remind you that this is a cookie with drink mix. Followed by a 1/2 cup of sugar. Any dentists out there? 2 eggs. And 2/3 of a cup of vegetable oil. That's a choice. Whisk. Gee, this sure is vibrant. Nebraska. Now the dry ingredients are dry. 2 cups of flour. 2 teaspoons of floof powder. And a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I expected Nebraskans to be saltier since they live in Nebraska. Combine. Mix. 350 for about 12 to 15 minutes. I know. Oh, I know. Nebraska. They are quirky, but not bad. It's tangy. I would bake them a little less though, like 10 to 12 minutes. But thank you, Nebraska. Cowboy cookies from 65. Now I'm familiar with cookies and I'm quite familiar with cowboys. I went to the University of Wyoming. Go Pokes! So let's bake their cookies. We start by toasting a cup of coconut, cup of pecans, and 2 cups of rolled oats. What? I've never thought to toast oats. 8 minutes at 350. Next we have a cup of butter, cup of brown sugar, and a cup of sugar. This recipe is so even. How nice. Cream. And 2 eggs. Mix. Oh, toasty. For the dry ingredients, we have 2 cups of flour and a mere teaspoon of baking soda. Fold. In goes all of the toasties. Plus 2 cups of chalky chips. So much stuff. Cause the Western folks all know. About 11 minutes at 350. These are highfalutin. Hold on. Good? Very. A wacky cake from the Great Depression. So the stock market's crashed and we can't afford any butter, eggs, or milk, but little Johnny still wants a cake for his birthday. Selfish brat. Directly into a cake pan goes a 1.5 cups of flour, a teaspoon of floof soda. One of the reasons this is called a wacky cake is because you don't need a bowl. Though living in the Depression, I think everyone needed a bowl. Cup of sugar, 1/3 of a cup of cuckoo. Then we just mix it with a fork. Now we make 3 wells. I feel like a gardener. Do you guys remember Farmville? Those were the days. Into 1 well goes 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Next, 1/3 of a cup of oil. And finally, a whole cup of water. Just mix it in the pan. Bake this at 350 for about a 1/2 hour. Ooh, it's a cake. Cool completely in the pan. For the frosting, we need a cup of powdered sugar, 2 tablespoons of cuckoo, and slowly add water until thick. Beautiful. What? How did that not stick? Are you a witch? Yes! That's a darn good cake. Chow mein cookies from 1968. Now I'm down for chow mein noodles and I'm down for cookies, but I mean common sense says that they shouldn't necessarily go together. Or do they? We start with 6 ounces of chalky chips, which is a little more than a cup. Plus 6 ounces of butterscotch chips. We're off to a good start. Now we simply melt this over a double boiler. Fire! Then we remove from heat and add in 5 ounces of chow mein noodles. You see, this is where you lose me, because I think this is troubling, like clinically. Or you were subject to a fall from a great height. Trying to say you're a little messed up, Teresa from Memphis, Tennessee. And a 1/2 cup of salted peanuts. Some crunch for your trauma. Mix until you cry, then you just dollop onto some wax paper to cool while you think about your life choices. Here we have some choice piles of excrement. Yeah, this is just a good idea. The smooth chocolate and the butterscotch with the salty crunch of the noodles and the peanuts, yes. Sprinkle cookies from 1980. Now I relate to sprinkles because they're dainty, frivolous, and let's face it, just a little bit limp-wristed. All the things I was called in high school. And now, a cup of butter. Only a 1/4 cup of sugar, plus 1/2 cup of sweetened condensed milk. Interesting. And yes, I know I can spray the cup to make it easier to come out, but I didn't come out easily. Why should the milk have it easy? A tablespoon of Nilla. Are you trying to marry me? Nilla. Beat. Now for 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of floof powder. Finally, we need in 1.5 cups of sprinkles. Cups? You say, Dylan, that's a lot of sprinkles. I say, congratulations. You're very shrewd. This is daft. What is this? Oh, scoop. Dip in more sprinkles. More sprinkles than flour. 325 for about 15 minutes. Did I tell you I have a cookbook? It's gonna be fun. Oh, yes. These are like the best birthday cake cookies. K2 defense biscuits from the Second World War. You know times must be tough when your biscuits start getting model numbers. Start with 25 grams of sugar, followed by 25 grams of a mild treacle. Next up is 50 grams of lard. Please get out of the box. Please exit. That was only its first form. 70 grams of milk powder. Mix. Now 200 grams of graham flour. Do you know how hard it is to find graham flour? Hard. 15 grams of wheat germ. Fresh wood chips. I've been told to keep this in the fridge so it stays disgusting for longer. Thank you again. Finally, a half teaspoon of salt. And a quarter teaspoon of bicarbonate. Come on! There we go. So these were a part of America's K-rations. Think of them like dystopian lunchboxes. Woo! Poke some holes in. $3.50 for about 15 minutes. What's that, Frank? You like my cookbook? He can't read. These are the very definition of sustenance. Bit like a dog biscuit, but I would take these over hardtack. Prune whip from 1927. Now, if you've never had a prune, good! It's best not to engage with the enemy. Prunes are just plums post-mortem. The Draugr of the fruit kingdom. Start with 15 of them all chopped up nice and disgusting. I love it here. Why 15 of them? Why any of them? Why prune? How prune? Then into a pan to be cooked with a half cup of water. Fire! See, prunes are primarily used because they're a stellar laxative. You say, Dylan, how else are they used? Threateningly. Now we strain it and let it cool down, preferably forever, never coming back. And into a bowl goes the whites of 2 eggies. Pinch of salt, beating stiff. Cup of sugar. Ooh! And we fold in a bit of vanilla. And our cooled prunes into a serving dish, well chilled. My cookbook. Garnished with slivered almonds. You say, Dylan, that's not cooked. Correct. Uncooked whips such as these were very popular in the 20s, alongside dysentery. Good heavens. Oh no! This is foul. Oh dear. Magic oatmeal cookies from 85. Not only are these a 2-ingredient cookie, but they also purport to be healthy. First, we take a very ripe banana. This one has passed away, gone, very nearly flattered, dead. We mash. Nanner, no longer. And then we throw in just about a cup of quick oats. That's it. This is not a cookie. This is a wrong way to make oatmeal. But wait, it says we can also do this with a half cup of applesauce and the cup of quick oats. Just scoop them out. Then we squish them. Banana on the right. $3.50 for about 15 minutes. But just watch yours. Did I tell you that my book has a metallic title? I'm a simple man. What? It smells good. Let's do applesauce first. What? That's a cookie. Huh. Now banana. Banana is superior. Sorry. I guess everything's a cookie now. These are really fun and easy. For a healthy cookie, not bad. Another dump cake from 87. So I've actually already taken a dump in this kitchen before. We have a done dump. But instead of using chocolate cake and cherries, I was told I should have used yellow cake and peaches. So let's take a dump. Directly into an oiled casserole dish goes 2 21-ounce cans of peaches and syrup, draining the syrup from one of them. Uh-oh. Today's dump requires the use of a can opener. It's a fairly painful condition. Then you dump! My bad for assuming there was only one way to take a dump. The Americans are rather imaginative. Dump! Frank, can you guess what we do with our box of cake mix? That's right! You dump! Last year we dumped on melted butter, but this recipe just has us put it on top. 3/4 of a cup. Boop. Then we bake our dump at $3.50 for about an hour. You can also dump my cookbook in your cart. Sorry. Ooh! Let it cool. Yeah, this is superior, but I still detest the concept. It's a loveless peach cobbler. Widowed and forlorn. Spoon bread from 1911. Haven't a clue what this is. It could be spoons made of bread or bread made of spoons. Into a saucepan goes 2 cups of water, plus 1.25 cups of cornmeal. Cornmeal bothers me. On one hand, it's vegetable dust, and on the other hand, I have fingers. Fire! Cook until thick. What's considered thick, I don't know, but don't ask a man, because you'll get conflicting evidence. Thick! Next up, 2 tablespoons of butter. 2 cups of moo juice. It's very wet. Wet and loose. Yolks of 2 eggies. And separately, we beat the whites. Fold with 2 teaspoons of floof powder. What is this supposed to be? What do we bake this in? I have no idea. It could be a shoe for all I know. Oh, why is it so wet? But we bake at $3.50 for about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm baking soup. Oh, my cookbook. Oh dear. This is not working. Spoon bread. Spoon bread. I think I have a college degree. It tastes quite good. Texture, no. Is that mean to say? Do people eat this? A Texas sheet cake from 76. I don't know much about Texas. I'm told things there are large. Start with 2 cups of flour and 2 cups of sugar. Woo! Texas got its way too, with the flour, which is backwards. What are you up to? Now into a saucepan goes a cup of water, a whole cup of butter, much, 1/4 cup of cocoa, and a big pinch of salt. Now we boil it. Why? I'm just gonna listen to the Texans. Fire! We just dump. It's smooth. 1/2 cup of buttermilk, vanilla, teaspoon of baking soda, 2 beaten eggs. I went to a greased 15 by 10. If you don't have one of these, it probably means you don't own one of these, unless you stole it and I won't tell. $3.25 for 20 to 25 minutes. Texans would love my book. Hello. For the frosting, we briefly boil a third of a cup of moo juice, quarter cup of cocoa, and a half cup of butter. Fire! Done! Whisk in 2.5 cups of powdered sugar. I can feel my teeth falling out of my face right now. Hello. Cup of chopped pecans. Whoa. Oh my. Texas is scrumdumptious. Well, hello, and welcome back to another unpretentious baked goods review. Today I have Pop-Tarts. Where am I? I don't know. I don't know. It's hot. I'm sunburned. There's bugs. Anyway, these are frosted pumpkin pie Pop-Tarts because apparently it's fall. Really? Have you been outside? I'm feeling like a rotisserie chicken out here. Pumpkin pie my ass. And this is what they look like. Kind of like other Pop-Tarts. A rectangle. The fuck? This tastes like a scented candle. Oh, well, this is a no-go, Holmes. I know people taste test these things. Your taste testers eat candles? It's a 2 out of 10. And I love Pop-Tarts. Wild and blueberry being the superior flavors. Pumpkin pie. I need to get off the mountain. Reese's bread from 82. October is gone, meaning it's officially baking season. Hear that, Henry? Long live Christmas. Start by unwrapping 12 peanut butter cups. Certainly an unusual way to start a bread. American ingenuity knows no bounds. Make sure to take off the diapers. Not very nutritious. Also, are these Reese's or Reese's? Seems to be a disagreement. Now a half cup of butter. Melting it all over a double boiler. Fire! Peanut butter chocolate. Remove from heat and beat in for eggs. You don't want them scrambled. Eggy. Look at that. Lastly, 2 cups of Bisquick or any pancake mix. Is that all? It's absurd, but it's actually quite a smart recipe. Bet you never made a bread like this. An optional cup of chalky chips. Optional, my ass. I kind of want to add some peanut butter chips. Going hog wild. Woo. And into a greased loaf pan. $3.50 for 45 to 55 minutes. If you leave it in for too long, you risk pregnancy. You risk it getting dry. Henry says he's dying to read my book. Oh, sorry. Whoa. It's perfect gooey peanut buttery chocolate. Moist and gooey. A figgy pudding from 1890. Start with a cup of dried figs. Would have never guessed. And a cup of dates. Chopped. You don't want to choke on your date. Boil with 2 cups of sherry. Sherry is the potpourri of liquor. It was once very fashionable, back when people bathed once a week and wondered why there were rats in their wigs. Fire! Once this boils for a short while, we throw in some baking soda. Oh, God. Ah! It smells really festive, like Febreze in a crypt. Cup of brown sugar and a half cup of lard. Lard! Wet ingredients are beaten eggy and just a tablespoon of rum. Then beat with the pasted fruit and sherry. Just looks like I microwaved a squirrel. Mix. Beat in 2.5 cups of flour, teaspoon of soda, teaspoon of cloves. Bake or steam this. That's all I get. We'll meet in the middle. Here goes nothing. It is snowing and this is my book. Huh. Ooh. What? God. Are you supposed to eat this for Christmas or for punishment? Stodgy. Tastes Dickensian. I'm sure people loved it back then when they ate lead paint and wood chips. Fairy bread from 55. Legend has it in Australia and New Zealand this slightly derogatory sounding confection is a delicacy. You start with a plain white sandwich bread. I'm using America's standard issue Wonder Bread. It's called Wonder because you wonder what's in it. We butter the bread. Margarine is also unacceptable. Take it to the edges. Next, sprinkles. But listen up because this is crucial. You need these sprinkles. The little tiny hard balls that I think people get mammograms for. They call them hundreds and thousands. These are called jimmies, every last one of them. Not a Henry in sight. They are bigger and kind of long and thin. My weakness. But not for fairy bread. You also got dragées that look like little pearls, but these are mostly used in weddings or bakeries that try and justify a $12 cupcake. We apply the hundreds and thousands directly to the bread. Have you ever dropped a container of these nonpareils? You have to sell the house. Feel like I'm gardening. Fairy bread goes as far back as the 1920s. Dylan, did they have sprinkles back then? Yes, they were just in black and white. Cut to triangles. Shape is specified, so it must be important. And we are done. How strange. This is kind of nice. That's a good crunch and a good taste. Which is surprising because these don't have a flavor. That's a good snack. Sauerkraut balls from 1979. This book and recipe was mailed to me with a note, Happy Halloween, Dylan. Face your fears. You ready? We start off swinging with a pound of sauerkraut. Gotta drain it. Do you want ice or no? You know what? I am thrilled already. Next is 8 ounces of cream cheese. Folks, our future looks bleak. This smells bad. God, it's smelling like coleslaw down in the Titanic. Next, we have a lovely can of corned beef. Get a load of this hokey pokey garbage. What in the Paleolithic? When's the last time you opened a can like this? You know, the war is over. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just working on the cat food railroad. Making my eyes water, man. All the dude all day. Just pop it in the fridge and then sell it and get a new one. I've just seen what lies beyond. 4 eggies. Breadcrumbs. Because we gonna be deep frying. This is Anne Conrad's fault. My books won't hurt you. Fire! Scoop, roll, dunk, and coat. Woo! La, 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 la. Woo! What? Bread in my mouth on some pickled Cabbage Patch tea. Warm, salty malice. Peter Piper picked his armpit. Essence of waistband. White chocolate pumpkin oatmeal cookies from '96. So today was the first snow of the season up in the old Wyoming stomping grounds. And we've dug up Henry again. That means it's pumpkin time, so you better strap on in. Strap on in. Half cup butter, half cup sugar, half cup brown sugar. Perennial foundation to any good cookie recipe. Baking equivalent to hardwood floors. 1 eggie. All right, what actually is this zipper for? Is it like quick access? I mean, it's ridiculous. 1/3 cup of pumpkin. Vanilla. Yeah. Dry ingredients are a cup of flour, 1½ teaspoons of cinnamon, teaspoon of ginger, ½ teaspoon nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon cloves, ½ teaspoon baking soda, pinch of salt. Fold. All right. Excuse me. 1½ cups of rolled oats. Oh my God. Get a grip. And a cup of white chocolate chips. We've been intrigued by these on my live streams because we've got enough of the bread. We need more pumpkin cookies. $3.50 for 10 to 12 minutes. What are you reading? Yeah. These are really good. They're soft and chewy without being mushy, which is too many pumpkin things. I recommend these. It's a taste of fall. Banana fritters from 1896. We going back in time today. Back when bananas were exotic affairs. Rather provocative. This book smells like a horse. Start with a cup of bread flour. Bread flour is like regular flour, but higher protein and more glutinous. 2 teaspoons of floof powder. Pinch of salt, and a tablespoon of powdered sugar. 1 eggie. 1/4 cup of moo juice. And in it goes. Next, force 3 bananas through a sieve. Do we need to do this? No, but this is the Boston Cooking School cookbook. Last thing I need is the ghost of Fanny Merritt Farmer coming to farm my Fanny. You know, I've always wanted to shove a banana through a screen door. I'm thankful for this opportunity. And finally, a tablespoon of lemon juice. And combine. It smells really good, you know. We're gonna deep fry them. Fire! Come on. Such a wonderful book I'm reading. Scoop. Woohoo! All right. It's just beautiful. Reminds me of home, fried banana, fried plantain. It's like a very delicate banana donut. Delicious. Peanut butter fudge from 1972. Gentles and ladymen, baking season hath returned, which means fudges are back. But did you know that fudges are not always chocolate? Apparently you can make the darn things out of peanut butter. We begin with a pound of butter. If you didn't know, each stick is a 1/4 pound, meaning we use all 4. Loudest thing on the planet. Fire! While that melts over low heat, we need 18 ounces of peanut butter. Butter. It's like a seashell. You just listen for Paula Deen. It's butter, y'all. Then just go ahead and add your shipment of peanut butter. This is absurd. Quite sure the gravity of the peanut butter alone would kill the allergic. 2 pounds of powdered sugar. A whole bag. Now listen to me. You're going to have to sift this in like you know what you're doing. A little bit at a time. How do you sift a mountain? You got to be careful making this. Jenny Craig's going to come and rip your face off. It's snowing. It's a bit dry. Do you think this is going to work? Oh, hold on. Whoa, it's transmogrifying. It's reached unity. Then transferred to a 13x9. Oh my God, this is so heavy. This is what sunk the Edmund Fitzgerald. It's kind of remarkable. To the fridge. These books have my face on them. How bizarre. It's a headstone. Whoa. Smooth and marvelous. Phenomenal. Calorically, this is like plutonium, but I don't give a. Ginger snaps from 64. How do you make a ginger snap? Insult his hair color. 3/4 cup of shortening. I'm using vegetable shortening, but you could technically use lard. Suggest lard to me and you'll be shortening your lifespan. A cup of sugar. And then you just go to town on this thing. I love cookies. 1 eggie. Hello? Please get out of my fridge. And a 1 and a 2. I'm serious. You've got to make cookies for someone this year. That's what it's all about. And it's going to make you all warm and fuzzy. Next is a 1/4 cup of molasses. Your dry ingredients are 2 cups of flour, teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 1/4 teaspoons of ginger, 1/8 teaspoon of cloves. You have to be careful. This stuff is nuclear. And 2 teaspoons of baking soda. That's a lot. And combine. Finally, you portion, roll them smooth, coat in sugar. Press them down kind of flat, and $3.50 for 13 to 15 minutes. Look at these. These are the most ginger snap looking ginger snaps on the planet. Ooh. This should be a very quick test to see if they pass. My God. To be honest, it's beautiful. And they're not hard. They snap and they melt. Cottage cheese delicacies from 1980. How did you know?
I know all of the cottage cheese recipes.
A cup of butter, 2 cups of cottage cheese. Stop eating the
এটা কিসের মাংস ভাই?
গরু।
খাসি মাংস দেন আমারে।
খাসি নাই।
ছাগলে আর কি কি খায়?
পোলাও খায়, কোরমা খায়, চিতল মাছের কোপ্তা খায়, সালাদও খায়, সব খায়।
আপনি তো একটু পড়াশোনা পারেন, রিক্সা চালান বাদ দিয়া অন্য কিছু করন যায় না? এই সময় বাড়িতে এসেন কেন?
বোর গোসল দেখতে।
মিছা কথা। ছাগল কিনছেন, টাকা পেয়েছেন কই?
তোমারে কই নাই, জমাইছিলাম।
তোরা মাংস কাটতে এত দেরি করে ফালাইলি?
কাকা আপনার তো কইছিলাম যে আরো 2 জন লোক দরকার, আপনি তো রাজি হন।
আপনি সেমাই খান, আমি এটা পইরা আসি। আমার আর তর্স হইতেছে না।
আরে সারা শুধু শুধু খাড়াই আছো কেন? একটু হাসো, ফ্রি ফ্রি ছাগল পাইতাছো।
খাসির মাংস আমি আনতে কইছিলাম আপনার লইগা, ভাবছিলাম মজা করে আপনারা রান্না খাওয়াবো। আমি এই সময় গোসল করি? আমি সকালবেলা গোসল ছেড়ে ফেলাই না? রিক্সা চালান বাদ দিয়া অন্য কিছু করন যায় না?
গরম যায়, চুরি গরম যায়, ডাহাতি গরম যায়।
তুমি ইন্টারনেট চালাও না, তুমি এসব বিষয় বুঝবাও না।
অত বুঝবার চাই না।
কাকা একটু খাসি মাংস দেন যায় না?
খাসির মাংস নাই রে বাপ।
লাগবো না ছবি তোলা, লাগবো না আমার ছাগল।
এই তুই তুই কে?
পরে না জুতো নাই। আরে হইছে ছাড়েন, আরে কেউ দেখা ভালাইবো। দূর।
চায়ের ব্যবস্থা করে ফেলাইছো? দুধ পাইলা কই, চা পাতা পাইলা কই? আমার আনতে কইছিল, আমি তো আনি নাই। দিন আর দিনে খসিয়া পড়িবে। হুজুর নামাজ দিতেছেন? আপনার টুপির থেকে আমার টুপির দাম বেশি, বদলাইবেন?
কবে স্পেশাল হয়েছে?
হ্যাঁ
আসলেই মজা হয়েছে, খালি লবণটা দিতে ভুলে গেছিলাম।
আমি আবার অপোজিট পছন্দ করি না।
এইটাই তো ভালো।
দিন আর দিনে খসিয়া পড়িবে। চেষ্টাটা যে করতে পারছি, সন্তান হয়ে বাপের চিকিৎসা যে করাইতে পারছি, এটাই শান্তি।
হ্যাঁ রান্ধনের হাত খারাপ হইলেও মানে ঝামেলা থাকলেও খাসির মাংসটা ভালো রান্ধে। ভাবি যান আইসেন।
তুই তো বড় বেহায়া রে, তুই তো এরকমের ছিলি না, তুই তো দিয়ে আমার গুনার বাকি করবি।